The way she framed that moment matters more than most people realize. Because in just a few sentences, Caitlin Clark managed to do something almost nobody else in women's basketball has been able to pull off consistently. She protected her own position, reinforced the importance of the WNBA, acknowledged the growth of the sport, and avoided alienating any player, league, or fan base. That is not accidental. That is learned discipline, and it comes from living under a microscope where every word can be weaponized within minutes. This is exactly why her response felt so definitive without ever sounding dismissive. She did not say Project B was irrelevant. She did not say it was a threat. She did not say it was unnecessary. She simply made it clear that her future, her focus, and her professional identity are rooted in the WNBA. And then she elevated the conversation beyond herself. She reframed the existence of these alternative leagues as evidence of belief, investment, and momentum in women's basketball as a whole. That is high-level message control. What people miss is how easy it would have been for her to slip. One careless phrase, one offhand comment, and the narrative would have exploded. Headlines would have accused her of undermining the WNBA, or endorsing rival leagues, or positioning herself above the rest of the players. She knows that. That awareness shapes every answer she gives. And that is why she is held to a standard that almost no one else is. The headshake before she even answered said more than most full interviews ever do. It told you this was not a consideration. Not now. Not quietly. Not behind the scenes. Her path is clear. And that clarity is exactly why her presence carries so much weight in every business conversation surrounding the league. When the most valuable player in the ecosystem publicly commits to the WNBA, without conditions, without leverage threats, without theatrics, it strengthens the league's position in every negotiation happening behind closed doors. That is why this moment matters beyond the surface. Because Project B and other alternative leagues are not just about opportunity. They are pressure points. They exist to test how stable the WNBA really is, how satisfied players feel, and how serious the league is about solving its structural issues. Caitlin Clark choosing not to even entertain that conversation publicly sends a message. It tells sponsors, broadcasters, and executives that the league still has its most powerful asset aligned with it. And alignment is everything. But here is where the double standard becomes impossible to ignore. Other players can openly flirt with alternative leagues, criticize the WNBA, take shots at leadership, or vent frustrations publicly, and it barely registers. When Caitlin speaks, every syllable is dissected. Her silence is analyzed. Her tone is debated. Her facial expressions are slowed down and replayed. That level of scrutiny forces perfection. And she delivers it, every time. Her answer also exposed something deeper about how she views her role. She does not see herself as a disruptor tearing systems down. She sees herself as a stabilizer, someone who can grow the game from within while acknowledging where it has fallen short historically. When she talked about people finally putting their money where their mouth is, she was not criticizing the past. She was highlighting progress. That distinction matters. By explicitly saying that women's basketball has always been great, she shut down a narrative that has been unfairly pinned on her since her rise began. The idea that she represents a reset, or an erasure, or a starting point ignores decades of excellence that came before her. She knows that, and she goes out of her way to say it, even when she does not have to. That kind of respect builds bridges, not resentment. This is why her presence feels different. She does not chase validation. She does not posture. She does not perform outrage. She answers the question that was asked, then redirects the conversation towards something bigger. That skill does not come naturally. It comes from understanding how power works in media, how narratives spread, and how quickly momentum can turn against you if you give people even a sliver of misinterpretation to work with. The irony is that the same people who accuse her of being protected are often the same ones who ignore how carefully she has to operate to survive this level of exposure. Protection implies ease. Nothing about her position is easy. Every interview is a test. Every appearance is a potential controversy. Every word carries consequences far beyond the room she is standing in. And yet, she continues to choose consistency. She continues to center the WNBA. She continues to elevate the sport rather than herself. That is why her refusal to engage with Project B chatter feels so final. Not because she attacked it, but because she did not need to. Her priorities were stated plainly, calmly, and confidently. For the WNBA, this moment should be a wake-up call. When your most influential player publicly commits to your league while alternative options are circling, the responsibility shifts back to you. The league cannot afford to fumble this era. The CBA negotiations, the revenue structure, the player experience, all of it matters more now than ever. Caitlin Clark has made it clear where she wants to be. The question is whether the league will meet her halfway. Because players like her do not just bring fans. They bring legitimacy, leverage, and long-term growth. They attract investment without burning bridges. They raise standards simply by how they move. And when they speak with this level of discipline, it reveals exactly why brands, executives, and global audiences trust them. So now the spotlight turns back to everyone else. The league, the players, the media, the fans. Caitlin Clark handled this moment with precision. No shade, no chaos, no confusion, just clarity. And in a landscape filled with noise, clarity is power. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Caitlin Clark's response was calculated necessity, or does it show genuine belief in the WNBA's future? Why do you think she is held to a higher standard than almost every other player in the league? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. And if you want more deep dives like this breaking down the real dynamics shaping women's basketball right now, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next.